Hello, I'm Anna Han, the Interim Dean of the Law School. I want to welcome you today and also look forward to meeting each of you in person one day soon. I want to acknowledge that this is an unusual time. In the midst of a worldwide pandemic and social sea change, you are nevertheless here. I congratulate you on being focused and achieving what you have strived for. These traits that you have exhibited, tenacity, hard work, and focus, got you here today. And those are the same traits that will one day help you navigate law school and succeed in your careers. You'll find that this first year will be unlike others. You'll be asked to mask and social distance, but you will also find yourself in a learning environment where we're all dedicated to social justice, including and especially racial justice. You'll be part of Santa Clara Law's continuing advocacy for the values that we believe in. Law school is challenging and it can be rewarding too. Santa Clara strives to make it a little less stressful and more supportive. I don't want to minimize the rigors and demands of first year. I still remember those nights that I studied and read a case for the third time and wondered if I was reading in a foreign language. Law school is hard and it is demanding, but I promise, once you pass this phase of the first year, you will one day look back on that same case and say, that wasn't so hard. Why was it so troubling? I didn't say you'll like the case. I just said you'll find it easier to understand. Some of you may have heard that law school is competitive or even cutthroat. I can assure you that that is not the case at Santa Clara Law. Instead, you will find a supportive community and upper-class students willing to help you, although virtually in today's world. While social distancing means that you can't reach out and shake the hands of your classmates, it does not mean that you can't get to know them. I encourage you to do the outreach. Find someone you can make a connection with. By the end of the year, I hope you'll have made some good friends. I encourage you to also do this with faculty and staff. We're here to help you, and you'll find more than a few ready mentors. Please take advantage of what is special about Santa Clara Law, our community, our support of you, our students. It's my wish for you that during your time here, you'll learn the law, but also ethics, and call to service, justice, and give back to our community. I hope that you will acquire legal skills, but also friends. While here, we want you to feel like you belong, as I felt for those past 30 years. When you graduate, I hope that you will feel that it was more than a school, but a place where you have found support and encouragement and found people that will be your friends and mentors for the rest of your life. I look forward to meeting each of you in person soon. Welcome to the Santa Clara family. It is now my honor to introduce the president of Santa Clara University. Father Kevin O'Brien, Society of Jesus, has served as the 29th president of Santa Clara University since July 2019. A former practicing attorney, Father O'Brien brings to Santa Clara extensive experience in leadership at Jesuit universities. For 8 years, he served at Georgetown University, including 5 years as vice president for mission and ministry. Before becoming president, he served as dean of Santa Clara's Jesuit School of Theology, an international center for study of theology and ministry located in Berkeley. Father O'Brien currently serves on the board of trustees of Seattle University, Fordham University, and St. Ignatius College Prep in San Francisco. He also serves on the executive board of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group. In 2011, Father O'Brien published the Ignatian Adventure, Experiencing the Spiritual Exercises of St. Ignatius in Daily Life, an award-winning book that has sold more than 50,000 copies and has been translated into 3 languages. He writes and speaks in the area of Jesuit spirituality, higher education, and Catholic social thought. Father O'Brien?
Thank you, Dean Han, for the introduction. It's wonderful as president of Santa Clara to welcome you here to this great university. Now, I do this with some familiarity because now a long time ago, I was a law student. I was a first-year law student myself. I remember feeling overwhelmed, wondering whether I could do it. And you might be feeling the same way, but let me assure you, you are here because we chose you to be here. you will get through it. And not just get through it, you will thrive here. You have exceptional faculty and staff and mentors here, older law students who will also support you and encourage you and mentor you, hopefully. And all that will be about the community we try to create here, because as a Jesuit law school, we prize not competition, but community. And now you are a part of that. And you come from blessedly diverse backgrounds, which only enrich us. So I want you to know that all are welcome here. As a Jesuit university, we prize putting our education in the service of others, educating for justice, or for some, putting your faith into the service of others. At a law school, those values are so vital. And at a Jesuit law school, they're at our heart, because our education must not just simply be about ourselves and what we learn and what we can do with it, but how our education can serve others. That is truly the measure of our success as a Jesuit law school, how our students improve the lives of other people. So hopefully you will have the opportunity here to have clinical experiences where you will enter into the lives of people who need your help, but from whom you can also learn. But also, particularly at a law school, we are privileged to think about, to wrestle with larger ideas of justice, of systemic injustice, or systemic remedies to the pains, the ills of our society. And you'll be able to wrestle with those issues and struggle with them and propose solutions, knowing that all these issues ultimately boil down to people who need your help. And so we're going to give you the skills to sort of think through these issues so that you can be a better lawyer and practitioner and servant of others. Also, as a Jesuit law school, we care not simply about cultivating your mind, and you will learn, as I did, to think critically and to synthesize arguments and to become more persuasive in speech or in the written word. All that is so important and a great skill you will develop even more. But we also want to train your heart a bit. As a Jesuit law school, we want to do both the head and the heart. We want you to tap into your passions for justice, your deep passions for different areas of the law that may reveal to you a future you're not even thinking about right now. And we want also your heart to be broken a bit. As we encounter the reality of suffering and injustice in our world, our heart breaks a bit so that it can be opened to receive into them the lives of other people, that we will always keep central into our study here. Lives that we want to help, that we want to uplift, that we want to help cultivate in their voice so that they can be empowered to be advocates of the change that they seek. All this awaits you. I realize that you didn't imagine beginning law school in this way, in the age of pandemic and remotely in different ways. You may not have chosen this way to start law school, but I'm convinced that this moment has chosen you. The pandemic and the calls for racial justice that we are experiencing in this country, this is your moment now, and this moment needs lawyers to think through the larger questions I talked about so that we truly can make this world a more just and gentle and a more sustainable and humane place. We need you, and we're so glad you're here. I can't wait to meet you in person when we are able to do that. So now it's my privilege to introduce you now to Lisa Kloppenberg. Professor Kloppenberg is the provost. That means she's the chief academic officer of the university, overseeing all of our schools, including the law school, where she has a particular fondness because she was dean of Santa Clara Law School for 6 years before becoming provost. She is a remarkable teacher, a scholar, and a great leader at Santa Clara. Just as your president has a kinship with the law, so does she. I now introduce to you, Professor Lisa Kloppenberg, and I say to you farewell and see you soon.
Thank you, Father O'Brien. Being a 1L is a wonderful experience. Although it will be different during the pandemic, it can still be exhilarating. I promise you, it will be the most challenging and memorable year of your education, as our faculty train you to think like a lawyer. Whatever you do with your JD ultimately, analytical thinking is a true hallmark of legal education and a skill that will help you sort issues and organize your thinking for a lifetime. At Santa Clara, however, we care about your education as a whole person. That means, in addition to training your head through analytical thinking, we'll train your hands through legal writing, clinics, and skills courses you take. Additionally, we seek to train your heart, asking you to reflect on ethical issues, develop professional judgment, and deepen your integrity. You will learn not only to be great advocates for your clients, but also to be outstanding officers of our justice system. You are pursuing your education to build a good life for you and your loved ones, certainly. But we emphasize at our Jesuit institution that you are also studying so that you can serve others. How can you make our laws and our justice system better so they work for all people, regardless of race, economic background, or status? How can you be a problem solver and peacemaker for your clients and your community? You are joining an incredibly caring community at Santa Clara Law, with dedicated faculty and staff and loyal, well-connected alumni who are doing amazing things in the world. I know you'll be busy during your first year, but please do make time to seek out these people beyond the classroom and learn from them, even via Zoom. They are a rich part of your legal education and your Santa Clara network. You are embarking on a wonderful adventure, and I wish each of you great joy, stamina, and success. Please know that we need each of you to become lawyers who make our world better. So enjoy, and God bless. I am now honored to introduce one of our most outstanding faculty members, Professor David Yosifon. He writes eloquently about corporate ethics and is a popular and effective teacher. He was recently named the Peter Canisius Society of Jesus Professor, a very special honor for his many stellar contributions across campus.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here, and I want to thank you for extending me the honor and the opportunity to address you at this convocation. I'm grateful to you, you see, because I have been trying to write this summer. I'm working on my new book. Maybe it'll be done by the time some of you are graduating. But when I got this invitation to deliver this convocation address, I knew that my mind would have to be sharp, that my imagination would have to expand, that my focus would have to be directed if I were to be able to conjure up something useful to deliver to you today. Now, as a consequence of that, my mind has focused, my imagination has grown, I have been direct to the task, my oomph has been energized, and as a consequence, my writing on the book is going very well, and I'm grateful to you for that. And you know that having the responsibility to deliver this address to you in the back of my head last couple of weeks, I've been a better father. With this responsibility of this convocation in the back of my mind, because if you're going to deliver an address at a convocation, you better be a good dad. You're going to deliver an address at a convocation, you better be a sharp writer. Because you don't get to deliver an address to an incoming group of law students unless you're a sharp writer and a good dad and a good spouse. So thank you for that opportunity to deliver this address, because it's made me better. It's made me more of the person that I want to be. It's helped transform me. And I'm going to be a better professor as a consequence of it. Now, this entering students of Santa Clara Law School is the core message that I want to deliver to you in this convocation. I urge you to witness the very serious responsibilities that you are taking on in becoming a part of this profession. The great burdens that you will have in serving your clients, in serving your communities, and through your service and responsibilities to the profession, your responsibilities as a citizen to the polity, to the nation, to the community of all humankind, the special responsibilities that you as a lawyer will have. Now, I urge you to see those responsibilities as opportunity. The professional responsibility that a lawyer has is an invitation to personal growth, to personal transcendence and transformation. Every day when your profession calls you, it calls you to care. It calls you to loyalty. It calls you to competence. It calls you to excellence. You need energy for it. You need clarity for it. You need an open mind and an open heart and a willfulness. Those responsibilities conjure in you an energy and a verve and a will that will lift you up, that will make you more than you were before you started law school, and that every day of your professional life will make you more than you were the day before. You're going to find yourself transformed, yourself stronger, improved, a clarity of moral vision, a clarity of practical excellence that will lead you through to the other side and allow us to come along with you. Now, I wish I was there with you in person right now, delivering this address, standing there right in front of you. I want to see you. We have to be honest as lawyers. We have to see clearly and speak clearly. It would be better if we were together in person. And it will be better when we're together in person. And I can see your facial expressions with no masks as I talk with you about our life together in the profession. But we must not despair. We will find strength and determination in these conditions that we confront. In the long history of our profession, people have gone to great lengths to study the law in extremely challenging, adverse, difficult conditions. Abraham Lincoln studying to become a lawyer in conditions of abject poverty and deprivation, in a social context where there were no books, no literate people, nobody to talk with, no light to read by. Think of all the women, think of all the Black people who studied law when they were prohibited from entering into the profession, studied law in the shadows under the most onerous social conditions, familial conditions, personal conditions, poverty, and social institutional degradation. But lawyers have always studied in the most difficult of circumstances because it was important, because what we're doing is important. The study of law is not a luxurious undertaking to be taken up in times of peace and calm and comfort and ease in which we might gild the lily of a well-functioning and happy society. Law is not the cream that we skim off the top of a well-functioning society. Law is what makes the peace possible, makes a modicum of justice possible. Law is what makes the efficient, effective functioning of our society in ordinary times possible. You're here doing this in these conditions because it's important, not despite the coronavirus, but because of it. And we just keep going. Your roommates are going to be walking in, your children, your parents are going to be walking in, your professors' children are going to be walking in. So what? We're here. We're doing it. I'm glad we are, because it's important. And the importance of that is the opportunity for all of us to transcend ourselves through this moment. Now, I want to note also that we find ourselves in this moment, stemming from the context of this summer and entering into our fall semester, deeply experiencing, thinking about, planning in light of the psycho-spiritual awakening of this summer across the nation, sparked by the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, and raging across the kindling of bitterness and sorrow and fury of racial injustice that is strewn across the nation. And we steel ourselves to the task of studying law, matriculating through and into the profession in the light of that fire that has been burning all summer and now that burns in our hearts and in our minds and in the spiritual life of our institution. I urge you to listen to the fury of that spiritual awakening, of that political awakening, of that social awakening, to listen to it and speak on its behalf to the law, and speak to the law on behalf of it, and see what contribution you can make to this historic and troubling and difficult moment in the course of your work and your service and your responsibilities. Your profession is a responsibility. That responsibility is an opportunity. Okay, so now it is my great pleasure to be able to introduce the next speakers who will have the opportunity, along with their responsibility, to address you this afternoon. And I'm so very proud to be able to introduce these two students, the SBA presidents, Student Bar Association presidents, Preston Brock and Tron. Now, I know both of these students. I treasure for you the opportunity that you may have to know these students, and let me introduce them to you. Preston Brock was born in Alabama and raised in Florida. He obtained a Bachelor of Science from Florida State University. During the 4 years preceding his admission to Santa Clara Law School, he was stationed with the Marine Corps on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Preston has been happily married to his wife, Christine, for the past 3 years. Recently, Preston was admitted to the JD MBA program here at Santa Clara. While in the law school here, he's served on the boards of the Criminal Law Society, the Veteran Law Society, Vietnamese American Law Society, Student Bar Association, SCOTUS Review, and he's been a mentor for the Women in Law Society. Preston's excited to get to know each and every one of you, and I know that you will be excited to meet him. I have the great pleasure of introducing Tron. T aspires to leave his mark within the legal profession, and I know that he will. He's a native of San Jose. He graduated from San Jose University with a Bachelor of Science in Corporate Accounting and Finance. He also has a minor in Public Administration and Policy. Prior to coming to Santa Clara Law School, T worked for the city of San Jose, serving as council staffer for council member Lon Deep. His policy areas consisted of constituent services, economic development, and public safety. At Santa Clara Law, T is a member of the Asian Pacific American Law Students Association and is its community service chair. He's also a member of the Law School Dean Search Committee, which I happen to chair. Okay, so I've had the great pleasure of working with T, and we will be reaching out to all of you in that capacity as we search for the permanent dean to follow in the footsteps of Interim Dean Han's great service here for the law school in the last 2 years. In his spare time, T enjoys playing the piano, and once we open back up, you might be able to hear him over at the Student Center, maybe sit down and play that open piano they have. Gentlemen, I turn it over to you to address this great crowd of the new entering class of Santa Clara Law School. It's been my pleasure talking with you. Welcome to law school. Have a great time. Give yourself to it, and I'll see you soon on our campus.
Hello, newly admitted Broncos.
We here at Santa Clara University School of Law are ecstatic that you didn't let a pesky little pandemic get in the way of your dreams of becoming a lawyer.
My name is T. Tron,
And my name is Preston Brock.
but everybody calls him Sonny.
Way to spill the tea.
And together we are co-presidents of the Student Bar Association.
Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what in the world is that? You can just think of us as your student government.
We know that this is an incredibly difficult and somber time for many of you.
We want all of you to know that SBA is working tirelessly to try and make this 1L experience as normal as is possible.
While you and I get the thrill of experiencing an in-class cold call for some time, Sonny and I can reassure you that the education you will be receiving will be no less rewarding.
Which brings us to what we hope will be your takeaway from our message today. You are about to embark on a journey with every imaginable twist and turn, and some days you'll feel like you've got the world on a string. Other days, you might feel like you're absolutely drowning in the casebook material that you still need to read before your 9 a.m. class tomorrow morning. It may feel like you're on this journey alone, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. You are doing this shoulder to shoulder with the Bronco community, and we are going to be with you every single step of the way.
Ad majorem Dei gloriam, for the greater glory of God. It is one way of describing why our campus proceeds to do what we do. Greater glory. It implies a duty of higher calling, and here at Santa Clara, we act upon that duty. We have been through the uneasy path before, and it is only right that we make that walk easier not only just for you, but for future generations.
From the students, to the faculty, to the staff, and even the alumni, we all play a role in ensuring your success during your time at Santa Clara University School of Law. But beyond that, we also play a role in ensuring your success in the profession which you will hopefully become a part of after your graduation.
So please, take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way in assistance, whether that be through sharing outlines, providing networking leads, or just a moment of solace and reflection. We're all in this together, because that is what Broncos do.
And so, without much further ado,
Welcome to the Santa Clara Law family. Let the journey begin. Now to administer the Santa Clara Law Oath, and for that, we ask that you repeat the lines after our upcoming speaker is introduced. Judge Risë Jones Pichon served as a Superior Court judge of the County of Santa Clara from 1998 until her retirement on April 18, 2019. She is now a panelist with the Judicial Arbitration and Mediation Services Incorporated, otherwise known as JAMS, a private provider of alternative dispute resolution services worldwide. She is also the 2019-2020 Santa Clara University Law School Distinguished Jurist in Residence. While on the Superior Court, she was elected to serve as presiding judge of the Santa Clara County Superior Court in 2015 and 2016, and is the first minority judge to serve in this position. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and her Juris Doctor degree from Santa Clara.
she is a member of the Santa Clara University Board of Regents and currently serves as its vice president. She is also a member of the Santa Clara University Law School Advisory Board and the Santa Clara University Marcula Center for Applied Ethics Advisory Board. We are honored to have her as our distinguished jurist in residence. On June 4th, 2020, Judge Pichon was awarded an honorary doctorate from Santa Clara University.
Judge Pichon and her husband Ulysses celebrated their 45th anniversary this year. They have one adult daughter, Yvan. In her spare time, Judge Pichon enjoys beading and shopping. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Judge Pichon.
Thank you for that very kind introduction. Father President Kevin O'Brien, Provost Lisa Kloppenberg, Dean Anna Han, SCU faculty, family, and friends, to our first-year law students. I want to commend you for your decision to attend law school. Today marks the beginning of a brand new chapter in your life and the official beginning of your law school experience. The LSAT and the application process are over. Your letters of acceptance have been opened, and they have also opened the door to your future. And your choice of law school brings you here. And what a great decision that was. Santa Clara University is a most prestigious institution, renowned for its accomplished faculty, centers of excellence, course offerings, and student experience. Because of its reputation, it can be and is very selective in its choice of students. You were chosen to represent this university because of certain special qualities you possess, which you have shown by your hard work and perseverance. The fact that you are here is to be considered a source of great pride and accomplishment. While you should expect a challenge for the next 3 or 4 years, there is nothing that can hold you back if you will accept this challenge and stay the course. That is, do the work, dedicate the time necessary, and resolve to do the best you can. For any difficulties you may face, adapting to a different way of life or a different way of learning, if you let it be known, you will have the attention and assistance that you need. If you can set aside personal pride and ask for help, you will receive it. You have entered a community providing the highest quality of education in the law, but also dedicated to giving you a fulfilling and rewarding student experience. Your individual success is the goal. Dean Han and your professors share this goal, and we have a culture which can best be described as a community looking out for one another and applauding each other's achievements. Each of you possess what it takes to succeed, or you would not be here. Santa Clara knows how to evaluate its admittees. It is time for you to take the oath of professionalism, which will guide you through your law school experience and whatever path you choose in this next chapter. First-year law students, would you please stand? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Today, I state your name and joining an academic community and embarking on my professional career. Beginning now, I will join the Santa Clara Law community and pledge to uphold my commitment to act with integrity, courtesy, civility, and fairness. Complete every professional undertaking in a competent, prompt manner. Conform my conduct to the requirements of the rules governing Santa Clara Law, and upon gaining admission to the bar, the rules governing the legal profession, and improve access to the legal system, the administration of justice, the quality of legal service, and the substance of the law itself. I pledge my best efforts to conduct my academic, professional, and personal life to honor these goals and to pursue these values, and thus bring credit to Santa Clara Law and the legal profession. Congratulations, my best to you, and the best of luck with law school. Thank you.